Cheryl.
Scheduled appointment? How often?
Every week. Usually once a week.
Willis Knight Wound Care?
Yeah, they're very good. They're very, very quick, and they're always on time. We had a 10 o'clock appointment today, and she was in 3 minutes after 10. They took her in, and it's always like that. If not, if we get there early, they usually take her early.
What's your condition, Cheryl?
I have multiple sclerosis. I'm 47.
That's young.
I was in my 20s when I was diagnosed.
And genetics.
So far that we can see, her mother had it, her uncle had it, her grandmother had it, her cousins had it. So
yeah, I was in my late 20s when I was diagnosed. I started having symptoms.
What were the symptoms?
Pain, nerve pain.
All over?
It started in my legs. I was having nerve pain in my legs. It's just kind of like pinch.
it's a shock. Too.
Yeah, it's like a shock.
Because I get it with my diabetes.
Right.
And it's like, somebody took the pork and went.
And that's what the medication's for?
No, I thought that's for my stomach.
Can you move your legs?
Yeah.
Your feet? Oh, you just can't walk?
Yes.
From walking? When did that start?
15. Well, when you quit driving, which was about 15 years ago. She still walks some, but she's got good days and bad days. And on the good days, she can walk from here to the car. On the bad days,
without assistance?
But
you have to have assistance when you walk.
Yeah.
Dad, loving dad?
Yeah.
Are you the youngest?
Oldest. There's only two of us, me and my brother.
Your brother bought one of your paintings, didn't he? Your artwork?
I gave it to him.
Are y'all close?
Not as close as I wish we were. We just live so
800 miles away. He works for large corporations, and they move him around and never close by. Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, and only the good Lord knows. So we don't get to see him as often, especially with Cheryl's wound and everything. It just makes traveling very, very difficult.
Sure, yeah. If you did travel, you couldn't be on the plane, could you?
I've traveled before.
It's still difficult for her, and I don't like to fly.
I don't mind flying, not at all.
Seem vibrant and healthy. You're just
I've got
dedicated father.
The good Lord keeps me going.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah.
What is your faith?
Christian.
Christian?
Yeah. We've tried the various churches, and none of them were really what we were looking for. So we read the Bible and we pray a lot.
Yeah.
And it works.
Prayer does work.
It's comforting to know the Lord's there for you.
Does it affect brain stalling, your thinking, your thoughts? Mood swings? Violent?
No. Definitely not. She just forgets a lot.
Okay.
You have to keep reminding her of things. And she can tell you what went on 20 years ago, but don't ask her what went on 5 minutes ago.
Oh, short term?
Yeah, short term's bad. Long term's a lot better than mine.
I wonder if it's anything to do with the chemicals in our food, too.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of that's being built up right now.
Yeah.
I think they discovered that it may be, you look overseas and autism is rare compared to here. And it seems like autism is just booming every year.
If you look at the numbers, it's outrageous what's happened to autism. I'm 75. We didn't know what that was back then. We didn't know what 90% of these diseases now are. Of course, the only vaccines we had back then were, and I was like 11 or 12 before it came out, was a polio vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that,
probably the only honest vaccine.
Yeah.
Look at
because the rest of them didn't. The rest of them didn't, and still don't stop you from getting anything.
Because they promote flu shots every year.
And I just tell a doctor.
The worst I've ever felt was after I had a flu shot. Yeah. The few times I had the flu over the years, very few, it wasn't as bad as when I had the flu shot. So when they asked me, I go,
Yeah, I've been asked the same thing. Yeah.
And we took 2 of the COVID shots, and both got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't help any.
We're so sick of that.
Yeah.
We weren't advantaged growing up. My parents wasn't like, you have a dentist appointment. That wasn't a regular thing in the household. Doctor's appointment, it was not a regular thing. I guess I should be fortunate because I never really fell into the flu season. Let me go get my flu shots.
Yeah.
We never did either.
No, after the first couple of ones, and that was way back when I was still single. They get a flu shot and they get so sick, and I'm going, no, not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't had one since. Now it's probably 40 years.
Couple that with, I'm just reluctant to go anyways. Because got other things.
Well, and you can't tell. You hear all this stuff about doctors and clinics getting paid extra for how many people they get.
Kickbacks, right?
Yeah, you just don't know the real reason why you're getting them and why they're pushing them. Is it money? Is it that they really do believe?
Well, currently, it's been proven what the
It has.
main drive is.
It has now.
Sure, could have used some of that, just some of it,
Yeah.
compared to what was being wasted.
Yeah.
We just needed some of it. Are you a vet?
No.
No.
I was still in school when they quit drafting for Vietnam, so didn't go. Yeah.
It was pointless. But then it wasn't pointless because that's the reason why I'm here.
There's good and bad and everything, and that's the thing. For some reasons it was really bad. For other reasons it was really good. It's like anything else. There's always plus and minus.
There's always a reason. Bad things triggers good or bad things or benefits.
I came to the realization a long time ago that you know people say, "Well, why does God let bad things happen?" And sometimes the bad produces better out of it. He does, lets it happen for a reason. Most of the time, we don't understand. It might be 20 years before we figure it out.
And we're not supposed to understand because that's part of the struggles that we have to endure and be able to find our way.
And it's been a big gift for God to me. It's just having the peace that I don't worry about it anymore.
Yes.
Just go with the
Yes.
flow, do what I have to do when I have to do it, and don't worry about it.
I've been experiencing a few revelations myself, lots of prayers, and just letting go.
Yeah, it works.
He's here, he's around, he's in us.
Yeah.
I just have to let go. And when I do that, since we're talking spirituality and you seem to understand, anything that can go wrong is happening now. That's the point that I'm at right now. But I'm better about dealing with it than I've been before this point.
Yeah.
That's my revelation.
That happened to me a few years ago. It was just a matter of, I hate to put it on this level. Years ago, there was a humor magazine out. I'm trying to remember the name of it. There was one of the characters in it was a guy by the name of Alfred E. Newman.
What? Me worry?
Yeah, that was his favorite line. What, me worry? And I just realized that a few years ago that was me. I just quit worrying about everything. And let God handle it. Put it in His hands, and just go. And He'll take care of it one way or another. It will be taken care of.
And I've been so stubborn and ignorant to even realize that up until recently.
Yeah, well, it took me longer than that. Hey,
I'll be
I was
47
over.
in a couple of weeks.
I was older than that before I finally realized, and it's made. She can tell you it made a tremendous difference in my life. Because I used to worry a lot. I couldn't sleep, and it was just hard.
We're not in control.
No.
And I understand that because this is what I've always realized. Why is it that nothing turns out the way my assumptions or plans? I'm saying at all. But
Right.
That's how we think it should be.
Like I could sit here and tell you that's orange, and God probably changed our.
Yeah.
Well,
our minds like.
I want to win the Powerball, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Yeah. It's the simplest thing. My assumptions are just always off. There's a guiding intervention. You're not in control.
Right.
Girl, I've been experiencing. What is going on here? I was naive or ignorant not to realize that's some divine intervention going to get me to see Him. I'm not really good at conveying, but it's amazing experiences.
Oh, I know. And that's the kind of thing, I tell people. I said, yeah, God talks to me. When I need it, He'll tell me what I need to know. And I've been very fortunate with that. And it's not like every day we have conversations or anything, but if I really need to know something and I ask Him something, I'll get a message. And sometimes it's not exactly what I want to hear. But in the end, when I finally figure it out, it's exactly what it should have been. And I needed that, to just stay where I was and wait on Him. It's His timing, not mine. Discern whether that's God talking to you or whether it's you talking to yourself.
Because I feel so beaten down. And I'm like, I don't even want to think.
Well, no, that's okay. Sometimes He just wants us to rest and wait and not think about that stuff, not worry about that stuff. That's another thing I learned with what me worry. Worry changes nothing. It just ruins your day. It takes your happiness away. And you just have to say, I'm not going to worry. Put it in God's hands. And every time I've done that, He's taken care of it. If I try to do it, I screw it up.
It's true.
But when I let Him do it, always comes out.
That's true.
It may not be the way I want it to, but then I remember Jesus' line on the cross. He says, "Thy Father, thy will be done." That's when I go. I said, "Okay, boss, I don't know how it's supposed to go, but you do. It's in your hands. Whatever it is, I roll with it."
You've been around longer than we have, so I respect that. You do art every day?
Not every
Or
day.
because you have to feel it.
Right.
I understand that, the feel.
My newest thing is my.
Your mannequins. Do you buy them in bulk?
Usually buy them like 4 or 5 at a time.
Expensive?
I usually pay about $100 for 4 or 5 mannequins.
Yeah, because they look quality based on the pictures. What do you call that?
Pouring.
Pouring.
It's paint pouring.
What kind of paint is that? Marble paint? Acrylic?
Acrylic paint.
That would be like sticky paint. Is acrylic sticky?
No,
It's a water-based.
it's a water-based paint.
It's gotta be expensive. Paint isn't the finest.
Probably. I use the good.
Real artists.
Yeah, I use the good.
Yeah.
And she does a lot of metallics with it.
Yes.
And those are more expensive
I
than
love it.
solid colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did you get your education?
I started out in high school with art classes. And then I always took art classes wherever I could. And college, and I always do what I do. Where it started, really,
Southeastern.
I started out at Southeastern
Southeastern.
in Hammond.
Yeah, that's right. You're from New Orleans.
And then I moved to San Antonio, Texas. So I started studying art at Southeastern. From Southeastern, I went to UT San Antonio, and I took advanced art classes there and shocked myself there, as well as my professor. My professor told me I would never make it in art. Couldn't draw in perspective. Embarrassing, though. I proved that professor wrong by the end of the semester. I had an A in his class. And after that, I couldn't be stopped.
I wonder how much of that was he like saying just to hope.
I don't know, maybe so, but I had an A at the end of the semester. I took an art theory course, and that helped tremendously.
All kinds of classification. Art theory. What's art theory?
What colors go good with other? What colors match with other colors? Just
My car is considered dragon green. You
I-
know anything what would make dragon green? Because I got in a side swipe incident, and the whole right side was swiped. Like it had to be redone. I took it to a shop, and they did a good job. But it wasn't long after that. It's not exactly dragon green. I'm not complaining, but what goes in? Would you know how to mix a dragon green? It's green.
it's a beautiful color.
Mm-hmm.
I love
It is.
the color.
So it took me a few days before I realized it's not exactly dragon green.
The thing with paints, especially for automobiles that sit out in the sun, metallics like that,
Yes.
is the sun has a big effect on them. Even just 6 months or a year, having to repaint something like that, you've got brand new paint versus 6-month paint or a year paint, and the sun is going to age that paint,
Sure.
so it's not going to be the same. And like you say, the older it is, if it's 5 or 10 years, it's even going to be worse than that. Trying to keep them matched because they'll age differently.
I think it just looks like original green.
Yeah.
She's gotten a lot of compliments like that, knowing what colors go with what colors and how it affects the overall look of the finished product.
Metallic. Is it the metals they're mixing in there?
Yes.
Yeah. And is that what does it do to it? Shimmery?
It makes it shimmer and it reflects a lot more light.
The redo is missing that shimmer. So you think they left the metallic?
It may not have been. There's so many different metallics that they can put in.
You know something too.
Come on, automobile freak.
Oh.
My son painted his own car. He took a course from a professional and he learned how to paint cars. He just painted his own. That was all he ever did. But I spent some time at the used a smaller silver or a larger silver than what the factory did. It's going to come out a little bit different.
The business is going to get better. Let me go turn on my open signs real quick. They're so manual. Knowledge. I was watching, people will bring him anything to refurbish and paint, and he would just he's just sitting there, a village person, and just get right mixing.
I've seen those. Boy, is he good.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah, I've seen the videos with him in it.
Yes.
It's awesome.
It's an act.
Yeah.
A God-given gift.
Yeah.
So that's what my brother thinks about my mannequins thing, but my paintings, my mannequins.
I've never seen art like that before. I've seen mannequins, but I've never seen boring. It's really pretty.
Thank you.
My poor use of terminology. I don't claim to be an expert on anything. Are they heavy? Are they hollow in there?
They're not even, they're only halves. There's no back to them.
Oh, okay. I can tell.
It's hollow.
Yeah. So you just put it on the wall.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's got a hanger on top. It's just made to put in the stores to put clothes on.
I can envision a gallery. No webpage?
No.
That's all for now. Stay tuned for more.